Welcome to Almel Learning. So today what we're going to see is we're going to see a Excel video. Of course, we're going to come up with a lot of Excel videos in our channel. So one of the topic that we're going to see today is how we can use the date formula, which is called dated if formula in Excel. Right? So of course there are a lot of formulas which is being a lot of functions which is being used. Of course we'll be seeing that in our different sessions. But today what we're going to see is we're going to see a kind of an employee data where there's different dates which is given here. And of course what we're going to find is we're going to find five types of data. So how to find the age, how to find the month, days, retirement date, and the last day of working. And there's also an option called flash fill option, which is there in Excel. We want to find that. Data diff is a part of logical formulas in Excel. Of course, I'm going to share you a lot of shortcuts also in this Excel files, which is what we want to see that also. So the first thing, how we can do that basically is you can when you want to learn a logical function or something, you just need to remember the formula syntax, the usage of it. So the first step towards data diff formula is you need to have a current date or a current time. You need to do that. So how to do that basically? How to do that basically? So there's a formula for that. So to insert the current date in a particular cell, the formula goes like this. It is equal to today, open bracket and close bracket, enter. So if you just give enter, then what happens is this will give you the current date. The current date as per the system. Right? That is the current date file. It will take that actually. And if you want to insert the current date and the time, then there's another shortcut for that, which is equal to now open bracket and close bracket. This is also one. If you wanted, there is another key for that also, which is control plus colon. If you just give that also, you will get the current date. You will get the current date. But right now if you can see here, so I have inserted the current date, but what happened is it has taken into a number format, right? It is taken into a number format. Now, if I want to change this format into a date format, what should I do, right? Of course, yes, there are many ways of doing it. One way is I can give a right click, go to format cells, then you go to the date, and then you have this. You can insert this and get the data. This is one way. This is one way of doing it. Or you can press the shortcut key for right click is shift plus F10. This is the shortcut for right click. If you want, you can do that also and get this data, format cells, and you can go to the date and you can do that also. Because why we are discussing more on the shortcut is when you are saying that you are a pro in using Excel. So what naturally that people will think is you need to have an ease when you're working in the Excel file. So when you want to get that easiness when you're working in, so you can use a lot of keyboard shortcuts. Keyboard shortcuts makes it more easier to understand, right? So that is one. So the first way what we have discussed is we are using the mouse, right click, format cells, and we did it. The second way is we use shift plus F10, which is the right click option. We use that as well. But imagine I need to have another shortcut. Can I have one more shortcut for that? Yes, we have a shortcut for that as well, which is control plus 1. Right? It's control plus 1. So if you just put control plus 1, what happens is you will directly be redirected to the format box itself. Directly redirected to the format box itself. So now you can directly see you have directly redirected to the format box, and from the format box you can just do that. So this is also another shortcut. So all these are, yes, there are multiple ways of doing it. There are multiple ways. I'm just saying you the procedure one by one. Right click using a mouse, right click shortcut, and then you have a direct shortcut. But I don't want all this. I don't want all this, but instead I wanted to directly change this into a date format without using these options. Do I have an options for that? Yes, we do have an option for that also, which is control plus shift plus 3. So if you just press control plus shift plus 3, it becomes a date format. It becomes a date format. Control plus shift plus 3. Of course, we will be seeing you a lot of other shortcuts also, but this is a shortcut which I can use to change the particular value into a date format. Okay, so these are the ways and how we are doing it. The first step, what we have to do is we have to insert the current date. Okay, now let us jump into the dated if formula, how this formula works. For example, here I have an employee name, I have the date of birth of an employee. So I need to find the age in years, months, days, and I need to find the retirement date, last date of the retirement date, and flash fill options. We'll see it later, but right now we want this 5 type of data. Okay, so the formula goes like this: equal to dated if, open bracket, the cell reference, comma. So just give this across the current date perspective and current date fixed perspective and give comma, and in quotations give y. So you got the date. Okay, so let me repeat this once again: equal to dated if, open bracket, cell reference. Okay, so which date you would like to enter, comma, go for the current date column, give comma again, and you want the years in figures, so just give years. So this is the formula. Instead of this, you can use, maybe you can ask me that why should I do this? Why cannot I insert the today formula inside? Can I do that? You can do that. You can use that also. But the problem is whenever you're giving today, right? So every time you open this Excel, the Excel will automatically update this data, right? So what happens is it might lead to the system slowing down because you have some 100 columns, and 100 columns it is generating the today formula instead of here. But here if you say only one cell, but there are 100 cells which is going to generate this formula. So that is the reason we should avoid this. Okay, so the formula syntax is equal to dated if, open bracket, the cell reference, comma. You just have to give the current date cell reference and comma, and within quotations. Always remember this: whenever you're giving a text value in the formula, it should be within quotations, right? So it is in quotations, y, enter it. Okay, so now can I drag this? Yes, you can do that. But can you see here there is a lot of error which is coming in? Why an error is coming in? Why this error is? I'll show you the reason behind this. Now you can see it is also dragging because I have just given the current cell reference which is still here. It has to be fixed, but instead of that, when I drag the formula, it gets automatically dragged. Now how can I fix this cell to a particular cell value? How can I fix that? We have a formula for that also, right? So what you need to do is you need to assign a dollar sign. Right? You need to assign a dollar sign. So you can manually assign a dollar sign, or you have a shortcut which is function plus F4, right? Function plus F4. If you just press function plus F4, what happens is automatically a dollar sign is assigned, right? So this is another shortcut which you can have. So insert dollar sign. You need to have it as function plus, right? So this is a shortcut for that. Okay, so now if you drag it, so what happens is now if you go to the another column also, it gets fixed. Right? It gets fixed. It never changes. Okay, so that is what the idea is. Okay, so now let us find out what is the months. So equal to dated if, open bracket, cell reference, comma, the current date. So now I'm just pressing a function plus F4 so that I'm not fixing it. Now if I just give months. Okay, let us try just giving months. So what happens is it's showing 626 months. 626 months. Now what is this 626 month is? Excel has a calculation of when you talk about any date formula, Excel takes it in the format of from 1900. From 1900 it takes it, or it counts the exact month. So right now what is it doing is it has just counted the months. How many months are there from that? But I don't need the month. I need the year in months. I need to get the total months, right? How many years, how many months, how many days. So for that, I just need to add YM. If I just add YM, so you get the current months. Right? So based on that, right? Okay. So now let us go to the next formula, which is for this. So the reason behind why I've added YM is because it is year and months. So that you get 52 years, how many months and how many days, right? Now here, if I want to get, now if I just add D, you can see if I just add D, what happens is it just give me 44,000 days. I don't need that, but I just need month and days. See this, so this is a formula. Okay, so this is how we can work. So this is the age, month and days formula. So three different formulas, dative. You have capital Y. The only one thing changes is here is the months. YM, and then you have MD. So next what we're going to see is we're going to see how we can calculate the retirement date. How we can calculate the retirement date. So that is what we're going to see next. Okay, so how to do that? So we have a formula for that as well. So which is equal to E date. E date. You can just press tab, the formula keeps applied. Okay, so then give what is the cell reference, comma. Now here the retirement age can be 58 or 60, whatever it is. If you fix the retirement age as 58, then it will be 58 into 12. So this particular person will retire at July 2026. So this is a formula equal to E date. A very simple formula to find out the retirement date is equal to E date, open bracket, you give the cell reference, comma 58 into 12. 58 into 12. So this is the retirement date formula. Okay. So next the formula goes like this. So I need to find out what is the last day of the work. What is the last day of the retirement month, right? So if I want a formula like this, I have a formula which is EO month, open bracket, cell reference, comma, 58 into 12. That is this. You get the last date of the last date. For example, July it is 31st. If it's September, it is 30th. Automatically, the Excel will calculate what is the last working day of the month. Right. So this is what the option is.